Everything that Bloom sees from your movements around the city and the self-driving cars is collected and feeds back into its big information control system.
Oh, not you and Bloom and privacy again. You're a broken record.
Not as broken as our city's cars.
Hey Darcy, I'm finding Templars all over the city. They're secretive as hell, hiding in their offices behind guards. I found one way to get them out into the open was to hack into their networks and just break everything. Let them know I knew who they are. Had to take on a lot of goons before the Templar came out, but it worked. Just a suggestion.
Big data thief. Why are they scared of blue?
That's right. Open your eyes, London.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's great. Absolutely. Someone better run diagnostics on this. Nothing out of the ordinary here. All clear in here.
Failure to comply with instructions from active personnel is a crime. Failure to comply with instructions from Albion personnel is a crime.
Ross, stay down. Clear. Heading out. Unable to locate the suspect. What the fuck?
Down.
We're compromised. Lock it down. Good. Is that even legal?
Casualty! Hey, hey! Look out!
Let's see, time to reformat this Templar's hardware. That'll annoy them.
Just give up, will you?
There's only one way this ends.
I need cover!
I suppose we've made an impression. There's the Templar.
Shit! Where did they go? Moving, moving, moving! Sooner you give up, or I can help you. Go to have a look. Not ready to escape.
Lucas, I know you have this bright idea about how our ancestors single-handedly saved London from the Templars before, so why can't we do it again? But there's more to the story, isn't there? They had a whole gang behind them, and help from another assassin. Some of the most brilliant people ever born were their allies, and our ancestors still had a tough time fighting. We don't have anybody. Just the two of us. Not that I'm saying I'm helping you on this mad quest, but still, I've made my point. Our ancestors were nearly killed many times over. We could be killed just as easily.
You showed that Templar who's in charge around here. It's us. We're in charge.
Suspect is unsighted. Unsighted sweeping area.
No resting on laurels. There's still more to do.
Return to HQ. This is pointless.
No, please. Peasant.
Anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organization that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and location secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Ian was a veteran political writer and podcaster back in the days of pre-crisis Britain.
Is the world we're living in now static? Well, this is what life is. When I say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. You need to say
Random ID check.
Oh, really? Oh, right.
Hold still during the scan.
Sorry, I'm still not used to it. Guess you'll have to crack someone else's skull, all right?
Stand down now.
Right, all right.
I'll hold back and cover from here. This is really fucking bad.
Control to units in the area. We have a hacked drone at your location. Investigating. Stand by. Right, close this.
Move it!
Down.
Civilian needs medical attention.
Control, I'm ready to immobilize the target.
Is mandatory. Disobedience will be met with
Immobilize that vehicle.
Putting an end to the chase now.
Use a pursuit intervention technique.
Received. We are in pursuit. All units, be advised. We have a serious pileup ahead.
We have an officer in need of medical attention.
Target is no longer in the vehicle. Over.
Fucking fuck!
Units, we are after the suspect.
Negative. No
And
sign of the target
historically,
yet.
throughout the world, they've been working with this big data manipulation company in order to overthrow governments, and then suddenly all the chickens came. Nobody could find any receipts.
Control,
what was
put out
paid
an
for.
APW.
Nobody could figure
Target
out
is
how
gone.
things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something really stunk, and they couldn't figure it out. And yet, it was standing there in their face the whole time.
There's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are, and one is a lot of
Stay the hell away from me, you dog!
Don't like this one bit.
Now's your last.
violence against Albion drones is a criminal offense. Disobedience will be met with punishment.
But we
Auto-drive
haven't
now
heard too
enabled.
much about that since, due to the dramatic events there. Let's cast our minds back and consider the technology. I mean, the optic changed everything. It lets you see things in AR. You no longer need a smartphone. You just have the small implant that sends signals to your optic nerve and lets you see your emails, take calls, and browse the internet directly as if the screen was in front of your eyes. Instead of having to carry around a phone, you've just got the small handheld unit. So much lighter and so much more convenient. It's great.
Vicky, you sound like you absolutely love the optic. Do you actually think that it's made our lives any better?
I mean, sure, it's definitely made things a lot easier. It's so simple to call someone now. All you have to do is choose who you want to chat to, and they're there, ready to talk. And browsing the web is so much easier. I remember when you used to have to sit down at a computer with an actual keyboard and mouse and type everything out. And my favourite feature is public transport. With the optic, you can just walk straight onto the tube. It even acts as a passport. No longer do I have to dig around and try and find my old paper passport just to travel somewhere. Also, I thought the optic's marketing strategy, making it free for people, was a stroke of genius.
Genius. Bloom was really calculated when it was doing that. It was pushing this draconian device on us at all. Sure, everybody flocked to it. There was free Wi-Fi and phone plans. That definitely helped, but it wasn't a case of this is a product that you need in your life.
Why do you hate it so much?
It's just the worst because you had to give up your privacy expectations and accept surveillance. It was almost like the government and Bloom didn't even need to make the optic mandatory. Making it mandatory was only to get the last holdouts across the line. If free data didn't convince you, fines and arrests from the state for not having the optic would pretty much be enough.
I mean, what do you mean by privacy problems? No one really talks about that anymore.
They don't talk about it because we don't have any choice when it comes to the optic. Yes, it's convenient and mandatory, but everybody's forgotten what it really means. Here, you've got a whole company owning basically all the data about your life. Bloom can see everything that you can see. Nothing is private anymore. There are so many times when I don't want anyone to have a clue about where I am, who I'm chatting with, what I'm doing. It's not even dodgy stuff, but I just don't want anybody to blackmail me with this in the future by hacking it. And because of Bloom's contracts with the government, it isn't just Bloom that can see everything I do, it's the government. The UK as a state has become a complete surveillance paradise.
I think you're painting a bit of a bleak picture. It's not all that bad.
No, you're completely wrong on this. I don't want everybody tracking me wherever I'm going around London.
Well, in that case, you might be interested in some rumours I heard. Did you hear that some DedSec hackers have found a way to bypass the optic's connection with Bloom?
Are they actually making it better or usable or actually friendly for anybody?
Well, word on the street is that they've been able to create an encrypted signal, which means that your world might have a chance of becoming a bit more private again, so you could go back and enjoy all the great things about Optic without that fear of surveillance.
With the Optic, privacy's dead.
What's that doing there?
Do you recognize him?
What are they doing?
If you have questions about someone's behavior, if you see something suspicious, you need to tell us, because we need to know. SIRS, we're looking out for Britain. Are you?
You're listening to The Bug.
May cause nausea, vomiting and headaches. You're listening to The Bug, the Resistance comedy show brought to you by the Buccaneer Network. I'm Andy, joining me, as always, Alice.
I'm excited to be here. Apparently, the Resistance is not going well.
Again? Well, there has been some news about DedSec, the Resistance and/or terrorist organisation, delete according to preference. Not preference, sorry, delete according to whether or not you work for the government, SIRS, Bloom, the Kellys or Albion. According to a SIRS official, DedSec is no longer a threat. Which I guess is true, in that it was never a threat in the first place. Reminds me of when my great aunt Gladys had her appendix out. Oh, Andy, that surgeon's a real threat, waggling that knife at me, trying to knock me out. Well, they called a scalpel and an anaesthetic, Gladys. Anyway, if SIRS officials say DedSec is dead and buried, I guess we have to assume that DedSec has never been stronger. But I do worry, Alice. I mean, sometimes I think, is there any hope? Do you still have hope?
I don't think I'm allowed to have hope. We're living in the self-selected, algorithmically designated information equivalent of a propaganda state, and every resistance that I've ever seen is weaker than the British pound. I feel like hope is an expensive thing to buy these days.
Right. I mean, is it all totally pointless? Well, it can feel pointless, but then again, I've spent almost all of my life doing pointless things like watching sport, thinking about sport, thinking about watching sport, learning French and hoping for a better future. All completely pointless. But yeah, I've done them, so we might as well carry on. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, I think there is. Unfortunately, what is that light? Is it an oncoming train? Well, no, it couldn't be. Obviously, that train would be late or cancelled. Is the light at the end of the tunnel a burning effigy of the concept of hope? Quite possibly. Is it the soul of Sky Larson imploding into its own vacuum? May well be that. Is it the ego of Nigel Cass that is now so big that it's sucked all the light in the universe into itself? I think that it is most likely is that, but we'll never give up, bug fans. This resistance will never die, and one day we will again be free. Free from these technological chains, free to choose our own futures, free to live our own lives, free to waste our time watching people bake cakes and dance badly again. Those were the days. Over and out. Before we go, time for a quick bug off. I'm going to nominate this week Sky Larson. Here at The Bug, we are all in favour of strong, powerful women. And in many ways, Sky is the ultimate feminist icon, proving that women can do just as abominably awful things to this planet as men. I mean, overall, Alice, I think we're still ahead as men, but you lot are catching up. Fair play. Fair play to you. You are listening to The Bug. The Bug. Objective voice of objection for a most objectionable world. Hello, Bugsters. Welcome to The Bug, the comedy show that holds up the Medusa of satire to the already immovably concrete face of modern Britain. I'm Andy, I bench 480, and I can crack a tree in half just by looking at it. Can I? Well, what is reality anymore? Anyway. Alice, what do you think?
What did you do to piss off an Albion drone? Not my body. I've never seen a drone like this before. Some toss on his body. And I was just minding my business. Starts coming after.
What's going on? How should I say this? I seem to have come across some sort of ancient conflict. The recording you heard came from a strange drone flying around the city. The names of the groups in conflict are obvious enough. Assassins and Templars. But there is no record of either of them online, not even in the furthest fringes of the dark web. So, either these are LARPers with very active imaginations, or we are dealing with two groups that are older and more powerful than we can possibly imagine.
Right, let's check that shit out.
Good idea. Connie's been helping analyse the data I pulled from the drone. I'm sure she's champing at the bit to tell you more.
Cheers, bruv. Yo, what's good?
Honestly, feeling a little off balance. Like some kid in the playground playing cops and robbers. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah, I hear that. But trust me, this is the real deal.
I'll just keep pretending I know what I'm doing and no one will ever know. Except you, I guess.
Spit it out, will you?
I've been following up on the few clues we got from that recording. Assassins, Templars, this Lucas fella, and the strange drone we got the recording from. Not much to find on the first three, but that drone, it's a doozy.
What do you mean?
It wasn't made by any of the big weapons manufacturers. It's got no serial number, no identifying tags of any kind. I found a proxy to its schematics, and the design is mental. I also found enough GPS to put together a flight path. Whatever's going on here, it's big. You better find that thing.
True say.
trying my patience.
What do you think you're going to accomplish?
I'm not gonna let my blood boil over this situation.
Imagine how you look right now.
All citizens are required to present their optics to Albion personnel upon request. Thank you for your compliance.
Official
Auto-drive
poll,
now enabled.
98% of Londoners are very happy with CTOS, and I am not sure that I agree with this, Andy. I don't think 98% of Londoners have ever in the history of London ever agreed on anything. You could not get 98% of Londoners to agree that oxygen was better than breathing a fog of raw liquid feces. And they expect us to believe that everyone agrees CTOS is better than not choking on shit mist.
Maybe they just meant 98% of one specific Londoner who bought shares in Bloom before its tentacles grew into every crevice of the country. I mean, this is...
Our analysis of the drone's flight path suggests it's in the area. Have a look around. There's the drone. I need to form a comms bridge before I can permanently access it. Complete the bridge, but I was able to download part of the drone's cache history. This is the earliest entry.
Don't go, Lucas. If the Templars find you in London, they will kill you. None of us will be safe anymore.
To hell with safe. If our ancestors could go up against the Templars on their own, then so can I.
God, I am sick of hearing about what heroes Jacob and Evie Fry were.
Darcy, if you're not going to help me defend the tomb, then don't get in my way. Don't follow me. Don't do anything. Goodbye.
Finally, some information I can find online. Jacob and Evie Fry, notorious twin gangsters who took over London in the 1860s, killed some industrialists called Crawford Starrick. All right then. What about that tomb, though? I wonder what that could be.
Anyone that falls for one
Auto-drive
deserves
now
all the
enabled.
disappointment of trying to match it to reality. These polls are absolute rubbish, Andy.
Auto-drive
I read one the
now
other day that said the
disabled.
plumbing in London was good, and it absolutely is not. I mean, well, we have this technology now where they can spy on my every bowel movement. There's a CTOS camera installed inside my underwear drawer. A media drone is scaring the birds off my garden bird feeder, and you can't get me consistently hot water.
Speaking of media drones, I mean, they're everywhere, clearly. The great thing, I guess, about media drones is that, as inanimate robots...
Our analysis of the drone's flight path suggests it's in the area. Have a look around.
Compass, but it's the intrusion I can't stand, Alice. I'm in showbiz. Look at me here in this...
We found our drone friend. Time for another go at that comms bridge. Couldn't quite seal the deal, but I did get us some more cash.
I found you, you bastard. I know where you've got my brother, and I'm coming to get him.
Well, hurry up then. This doubles my chances of getting the location of the tomb before the day is out. I think I'll strap you into a chair next to your brother. I'm dying for you to see what I've done with him.
Keep talking like that, and I'll make sure your death is a painful one.
That conversation was recorded mere minutes ago. We may be able to lend a hand before it's too late.
All Crown Estate properties with the magic beans. Might as well, we've got a...
Something as as the nation we are today.
Auto drive now
There's another
enabled.
one. Wild joy on the streets as Britain signs
Auto drive now
£860
disabled.
zillion trade deal with Bolivia. There we go. Build a better world. Government claims only nice people will benefit from agreement to sell trampolines and mermaids and warships to landlocked South American nation. We're building a better Britain. Here's another one.
Our analysis of the drone's flight path suggests it's in the area. Have a look around.
Invent the world you want to have, people. It's going to be way, way better than the one you've actually got. From the bug, goodbye. From the Buccaneer, this is the bug.
There it is. One more download ought to do it. Established. Hello, anyone there?
You found me. About time. Making yourself traceable while still staying hidden is harder than it sounds.
I'm with DedSec.
We're here to help. I guessed as much. I don't know anyone else capable of hacking and tracking like that. I assume you've heard what's been happening. If you want to help me save my brother, then meet me at this location, face to face.
So, Darcy, you and your brother are assassins, and your brother's been taken by the Templars. How did all this start, anyway?
Sorry, I don't really have the time for a history lesson. Let's just say the Assassin Brotherhood stands for freedom for all, and the Templar Order does not. Although I'm ashamed to say the Brotherhood has seen better days. There's only a few of us left, hiding outside the city. Meanwhile, the Templars have a hand in nearly every part of London. All except the Tomb of the Assassins.
And while your group is on the ropes, your brother thought the best course of action was to come to London and stir up trouble. Sounds a lot like us, actually.
Target now!
Have you heard some of the rumours around the hacked version of Massive? I've heard much of it, yeah. I've heard it's been used by DedSec.
I wouldn't put it past them. It's pretty well known that they're not fans of Bloom. But the idea of a souped-up version of Bagley, given it's already so intelligent, is a bit terrifying.
I wonder what they could actually make
Auto
it do.
drive now enabled.
Counter-terrorism, counterintelligence, countering organized crime. Signal Intelligence Response
Auto-drive now
leads the world
disabled.
in surveillance. It's great British technology protecting great British values. SIRS, watching over Britain, watching out for you.
The bug, nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once-free Britain.
Yum yum.
Hello, Resistance fans. You're listening to the Bug Podcast, the objective voice of objection for this most objectionable world. I am Andy, not my real name, so good luck finding me, Monsieur Bloom. My real name is, in fact, Andrew, and I live in, note this down, a deluded pseudo-reality of my own making, which is, in fact, the most densely populated place on Earth these days. Overcrowded, some might say. Joining me...
As always, my next door neighbour in these Netherlands of nonsense. It's Alice.
Yes, indeed, it is Alice. Alice, it is Alice.
I'm not touching them. Urgent call. Possible hostile at your location. Control, we are ready to engage. Let's clear the first one.
What the bloody hell are you gonna do about this? This is a free country.
I've got your back. Can anyone see the suspect? Got a pint for whoever finds them.
Initiate search.
No visual of target. Ending pursuit. Over.
What was that?
DedSec and the Assassins. Did you ever imagine this happening?
You bet your ass. So what do we do then?
Lucas is being held by the Templars in that police station. I've been trying their security, but I imagine you're better suited for this sort of thing. If you can hack in and find my brother, I'll infiltrate and get him out. How does that sound?
Cool, I'm all over it.
We're approaching the access point for the police station.
Now that we're connected, I'll be able to see inside the building with you. Once I know where Lucas is, I'll take over.
There's the target. You can download from there. If this assassin is in the police station, we'll find him.
You know, maybe you can enlighten me about something. Why is it that time and time again the assassins are reduced to nothing? Pirates, hermits, street thugs, all these brushes with extinction, you would think you people would learn from your mistakes. I don't know. What's your take?
I've already told you where the tomb is and what's hidden inside it. I would rather die than hear another word from you, you sadistic prick.
Oh, we'll get to that. Believe me. But first things first, I want you alive when my team finds a way into your precious tomb. I want you to watch as we claim the last assassin stronghold for the Templar Order. Keep searching the Buckingham grounds. We'll find a way in. And may the Father of Understanding guide us.
No! I'll kill him!
I don't think that would be wise. Security's been notified of our intrusion. Time to bugger off.
Search. You ready? We've no time to waste.
Did a bit of research on that Templar we caught monologuing earlier. Seemed like a safe bet. Graham Westerly is his name, intelligence liaison to the Crown. He runs the SRS office in Buckingham Palace, and it seems has been hunting for the Tomb of the Assassins on behalf of the Templars. Westerly made his name overseas for his ability to extract information from detainees, along with their teeth and fingernails.
One hell of a tosser to go up against.
If the Templars plan to take over the Tomb of the Assassins, then that's where I'll bring the fight. Westerly told his people to search the Buckingham Palace grounds. That must be where the tomb is hidden. Meet me there, and we'll find a way in.
I got this.
People are just coming here to try to get an appointment with their local doctor.
Yes, Andy, certainly someone who came from the expanded arm of the Empire when Britain was still reaching out rather than folding in on itself. Most of us just come here to visit our stuff in the museums.
It's the British way.
Speaking of international movement, Britain has recalled all European ambassadors after a spy scandal. I think this is probably a good thing, because British foreign politicians are always putting their foot in their mouths. How much worse can they do if they're not there? I mean, by definition, the fact that there's a spy scandal means that they were terrible spies. The point of spies is that there's never a spy scandal.
Obedience is mandatory. Disobedience will be met with force.
Don't let that spider get away. Lock it, boys.
Oh dear. What a mess you have fallen into.
Chin up!
Right, the one forced doorway needs you.
Ability to pretend
Auto
that
drive
they're
now
happy
enabled.
and fulfilled lives, that they have jobs that are worth doing, and that they're making the planet a better place, so that they control their own destinies, and that they have even a parody of a private life, and that they can smile without crying. That's what drama teaches them to do. Crucial skills in this day and age. Of course, it's not just the jobs that have been technologicalised beyond all recognition. It is also all reality. Thanks once again to Optic. According to Bloom, the Optic system is now the most secure it's ever been. And, well, of course, it's so convenient, Optic, isn't it? It saves us so much time and hassle trying to exist in the kind of realm of reality. They need to bother with that. I'm sure the government has hacked into my soul and now basically monitors my every waking moment and thought. But at least I don't have to type, "Where's my nearest coffee shop?" into a search engine. At least I don't have to waste anything between 8 and 12 seconds every day going online to look up how to make a bowl of muesli. And at least I'm not frittering away my precious mental energies thinking, what do I actually think?
Optic is so secure, Andy. It's more secure than a teenage girl reading a women's magazine. It's more secure than a comedian with a drinking problem. It's more secure than a young man who's just got his first motorcycle license.
Finally, before we go today, bug off to the Prime Minister, who has once again FRO'd to who knows where this week. He sure as hell is not here in London. I remember back in the day, Alice, when our Prime Ministers were either incompetent or crooked, but not both at once. But actually, no, I can't remember them being both at once. But incompetent, crooked, and not even in the country, that is one impressive triple whammy. I've had Lions longer than his longest spell on British soil in this last year. It's this halfway house I can't stand. Either come back and do your job, or leave the planet in time. I'm pretty sure there must be a spare space station knocking around where he can go and entertain himself for the rest of the time. Can we crowdfund it? Tell you, let's make cryptocurrency out of something and crowdfund it that way. What have you got spare? Jelly beans? Are they still working?
He's away so often, Andy. I'm starting to think he doesn't like the country.
That is all from the bug today. Fly away, bugs. We are done.
As the hunger strike of 6 migrants currently being held at the Kennington Oval enters its 10th day, Officials released a statement indicating that force-feeding procedures would commence in order to safeguard the lives of the protesters. International agencies have called the situation a humanitarian crisis. Join us on GBB tonight as we look at migrants, detention, and the prospects for a solution to this complicated and contentious issue.
You're listening to The Bug.
May cause nausea, vomiting and headaches. Hello Britain, this is The Bug, the show that holds up a mirror to the world and smashes itself on the head with it in despair. I'm Andy, joining me, as always, Alice, and...
I deny everything.
Just a good state of existence. Some good news, at last. There are no medicine shortages, according to the government, none at all. There have been various allegations about that. It turns out they are all fake news, trademark. There are none. There are no shortages of medicine. Don't take it from me. I'm not a medical supply expert. Take it from our beloved government. It's fine. In fact, I'm going to read between the lines here and actually say there's probably there's too much medicine, if anything. Just medicines. You can't move for medicine. In fact, just this morning, I tried to pour some cornflakes into a bowl for breakfast and out-tumbled a 12-month course of immunosuppressants, corticosteroids, and anti-retrofungal neurodilatory estrogen spermatotropic fruit pastels.
The people claiming there are medical shortages are probably high on lots of medicine that they've been given.